Let's take a look at some consecutive numbers and patterns. So these can be confusing. As I feel like I say in almost every video, first is take your time when you're looking at it and try not to panic so much. And we'll go over like some of the most common patterns that you're going to see. So this covers almost everything that you're likely to see. Okay. So you see 9, 16, 25, right? And then, so what's the next number in this? Okay, so in this one, what we're looking at is squaring the next number. Okay, so if you think of, so with 9, so 3 squared, which is 3 times 3 equals 9. 4 squared, which is 4 times 4 is 16. 5 squared is 25. Okay, so we've gone 3 squared, 4 squared, 5 squared. So what do you think the next number is going to be? 6 squared, right? 6 squared, 6 times 6, 36. Okay, and so like as you're going through these, it might seem like, well, I'm not sure I could have seen that by myself, is you just kind of have these options of like the most likely types of patterns that you're going to see. So squaring the next number is definitely one. Okay, here's another common one. See if you can figure this one out. If we have 10, 20, 40. Okay. And see if you can see that pattern, right? So in this pattern, what we have is doubling, right? So 10 times 2 is 20. 20 times 2 is 40. So what's the next number going to be? 40 times 2, 80. Yeah? Okay. No problem. So this one was double. This one was squared. Okay. So these are kind of like, as you're looking at it, if you have no idea, first thought is, are they squaring each number? Next thought, are they doubling each number? Okay, let's look at a different one. 6, 9, 15, and 24. Okay, so this one's probably not quite as obvious. You know, you could be thinking, well, the first two weren't obvious either. Okay, so with this one, what we're doing is we're not squaring them, we're not doubling them, but we are adding the previous two numbers together. Okay, so 6 plus 9, the first two numbers, equals 15. 15 plus 9 equals 24. So what do you think the next number is going to be? 24 plus 15, right? 39. Okay, so they're adding the previous two. Add previous two. Okay, and we got two more examples here. So adding the previous two, that's a common type of question, and certainly when people look at this, if they're not used to thinking in these terms, it's tricky. Okay, next, 3, 5, 15, 75. Oh man. What are these? What are these wanting us to do, huh? Okay, so when we're looking at this, 3, 5, 15, 75. Okay, so it's none of the previous three options. So on this one, we're actually, right, so you remember on the previous one, we added the previous two. Okay, well on this one, they're multiplying the previous two, right? So 3 times 5 is 15. 15 times 5 is 75. And then 75 times 15 is actually 1,125. Okay. And we'll do one more. Hopefully we have enough room here. 1, 2, 6, 24. 1, 2, 6, 24. Okay, so if I go 1, 2, 6, 24, what in the world is this combo? Okay, so this is the hardest one by far. And so with this one, we're actually multiplying each one by one more, right? So what I mean by that is, so we start off with 1 times 2 is 2, okay? And then, so that's for the first number 1 right there, right? We multiplied this one by 2. Now 2 times 3 is 6, right? So for the 2, we multiplied it by 3. 6 times 4, right? One more is 24. Okay, so then for this one, it'll be 24 times 5, which is 120. Okay, so that was definitely a hard one, right? As far as being able to figure out that pattern here for this last one, is also probably the least likely one to show up. But the first 4 are definitely possible of showing up, and even the last one you could get it, but you're more likely to see one of these other ones. Right, so trying to review here real quick, right? On this first one, it was squaring each number, right? So getting used to looking at is each number being squared, right? Second one, probably the easiest one really, is just doubling. Is each number being doubled? Okay. The third one, you're just adding the previous two numbers. The fourth one, multiplying the previous two numbers. So that's consecutive numbers and patterns. The more that you do of these, the easier they will seem.